It is now time for our superintendent update. Dr. Swift.
Thank you, Madam President and trustees. We're delighted to welcome today the first official day of summer. We've been on summer break from our schools for about a week and a half, but today is the official first day of the season as of 11 a.m. Today. We are 1.5 weeks in, but we're already just a full court press on our summer activities. First of all, summer academic and enrichment programming are already geared up and in session at campuses across the district. Our capital program projects are already in progress. About 60 campus projects will be completed, and trustees getting through this board meeting tonight, and then we'll be able to be actually out at those locations, and I'll be sharing photos with you as we move through the summer of the progress that we're making week by week. The AAPS hiring processes, trustees, as you well know, we are 9 weeks and counting right now, so we are on a full court press also to get our hiring completed so that we are fully staffed in every department, in every school, in every classroom for this upcoming 23-24 school year. We will share a little later in the summer a full and proper end-of-year report with the trustees that will be coming up as a part of our summer reflections. But I wanted to begin this evening with just a few early reflections on the 22-23 school year. You'll hear more in the NWEA report this evening, but we are so delighted that this 22-23 school year was really a full year of students being in school without the constant disruption of lengthy quarantines required by public health, of course, and all of the disruptions that have preceded in the 2 years prior. So we have completed teaching and learning and student and school activities across the 32 schools in Ann Arbor Public Schools. One of our cabinet leaders said it beautifully yesterday: teachers taught, leaders led, and students were learning throughout this school year. We were also delighted. A highlight is that our parents and community were back in our schools and full student activities, including clubs and sports and athletics and music and art and science and community-led groups and theater. This has proven one of the most meaningful highlights of this past school year. I have to share with you that even at graduations, and trustees, I know you felt it also, there was just an air of gratitude and appreciation, that we have a whole new appreciation for these in-person events, having been without them for a while. Our visits to classrooms found teachers and students enjoying their learning and each other. Our school administrators have persevered under some difficult challenges to support our students and staff. I have my book over in my briefcase. I should have brought it to the podium. But trustees, we focused all year on establishing a culture of dignity as the organizational foundation for equity practice across the Ann Arbor Public Schools. And then in addition, our teacher practice, our practitioners were working also alongside to really shift our teaching and learning practice to a culturally responsive approach. And that was in connection with Cornelius Miner's work in the book, We've Got This. And his approach is really beginning by listening to our students and using what we hear to respond in culturally affirming and productive ways that help our students to feel seen in every classroom. We are also celebrating some district operations success. Again, I may not have mentioned this on prior end-of-year updates, but it's especially important after having been through the 3 years that we've all experienced, both in Ann Arbor and across the country. We were so delighted this past year, and I want to thank Ms. Jill Minnick and Ms. Liz Margolis and our Durham transportation team. Our bus routes and our buses, even with offering additional transportation in areas of need and for our elementary students, they were fully staffed and running throughout the school year. So I just want to pause and have so much gratitude for that accomplishment. Our ABM custodial and Chartwell's food and nutrition teams may have been shorthanded here and there throughout the year, but they have been responsive to our needs, and their services have persevered throughout the year. Being out, especially with the rains that we've recently had, our grounds are improved and looking very good across the district. And currently, we continue to transition our operations and support center at Ballas. The transportation team trustees has fully moved in, and they are operating just a few feet from my door. I love having them with us. It's a lot of activity in the morning and in the afternoon. We also are continuing the process of relocating a few teams to the upper floor of this building in order to dedicate that Ballas facility to some much needed infrastructure and operations support that we've been very short of in the prior several decades. So we're glad to be able to do that over this month. Our student supports, our staff from various parts of AAPS engaged in conversation and assessment and planning. And trustees, you'll hear more as we move toward fall on a realigned, enhanced, multi-tiered system of supports. I want to thank those teachers who've been involved and will be involved in that process to help us support our student well-being and the supports for students at every level of need. We are making progress that will begin to improve our alignment during the 23-24 school year. We also have continued work to meet the challenges and improve our work in support of students with specialized learning needs. That does include students who are served on an IEP, students who have second language, and poverty impact issues, so that we are providing more support, and you'll hear more about that during our NWEA report coming up. Dr. Kelsom reports that they've hammered out a digital wellness campaign for our district with multiple departments at U of M and 3 middle schools coming on board for next school year. It took a year to really plan for this, but we know our students' engagement in social media and other ways really does impact their feeling of well-being. It can, and so we're glad to have this work in progress. We continue to develop the strategic equity plan, feedback from our community and trustees. We're excited to share more of that with you as we come through this summer. I shared last week the reauthorization of World School status at Mitchell, Scarlett, and Huron, and Bryant Pattengill designated as an IB candidate school. We continue to actualize the Freeman Advisory Recommendation at the Freeman Environmental Education Center through planning. And trustees, it is so important that we completed the affirmation of employee negotiations processes across all 6 employee groups, achieving a 2-year agreements with all employee groups. I want to thank everybody on the team, including those in the room with us this evening and those remote, who invested hundreds of hours to deliver these contracts and employee agreements so that we can move forward forward with confidence. You'll hear more during Ms. Bacalor's report, but we're really coming back with more than about 3,000 additional youth and adult registration for Rec and Ed activities than last year. So this is a huge press, really coming back up to our pre-pandemic levels. We have operated 10 before and after school programs. And trustees, I'll keep you briefed over the coming weeks, but we are rallying and moving forward to add to those programs for this coming fall, and we'll be notifying you when we're able to confirm staff to do so. We finished out the year on a very high note with our Listen and Learn in community engagements. Trustees, it's more than 600 students, staff, and community members who showed up to a location, sat with us, and engaged in conversation about making our schools better. I feel very blessed that we live in a community where our constituents, our community members will come and talk to us about creating quality schools. We will be working over the summer to analyze that data, and trustees, in that August study session, we're very excited to bring you a fuller report of the Listen and Learn thought exchange, the Listen and Learn in-person events, and then also the K-12 Insight, which will give us a great deal of data to use as we plan our next steps forward. As always, we are working 52 weeks a year, even during the summer, to stay up to date through our communication channels. Please see us on Twitter at A2 Schools or at A2 Schools Super, on Facebook at Ann Arbor Public Schools, or subscribe to our A2 Schools podcast on any of your podcast providers, as well as our YouTube channel, Ann Arbor Public Schools. We are grateful for everyone's partnership and support of our work together to support our students, staff, schools in this beautiful Ann Arbor Public Schools community. We will remain laser focused, trustees, on these 9 weeks. Those outside in the world may wonder what it is we do for 10 weeks of summer. And I promise you, trustees, you will not have to wonder. We will keep you updated week by week as we move through a very busy summer to ensure that we're well prepared for a strong back to school in 2023-24. Aren't you already feeling the energy of back to school just around the next corner? So I want to thank you for the honor of serving the Ann Arbor Public Schools. It is a delight and my honor to present and share the superintendent's report this evening. Thank you.